Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel where we talk a lot and more than a lot about SEO. Today we are going to be taking a look at a study. It's an SEO study of two websites that made a very bad SEO decision and it cost them all of their traffic. So two websites, very similar business model, affiliation, targeting English speaking markets and making very bad decisions. And we're going to be talking about what happened, why they made this decision, what was the impact, and what should have been done better. So basically, this is shortly what is our video going to be about, losing all of your visibility. I'm calling them website A and website B. So you can see website A peaked somewhere around here and just kept dropping. And website B, very similar story. And then any update they're making, any Google update is just killing them a little bit more. What these two websites have in common? They are both in iGaming affiliation space, so our business. They lost most of their traffic after the June update 2025, which happened around 6-7 of July, so the following month. And this update was quite cruel to lots of affiliate websites, especially in English-speaking markets. So it's not just these two, but these two are my study, and on these two I'm explaining why these decisions that they made following this update were wrong. They were both mainly targeting English-speaking markets. That was the main regions where they were making money. They both sit on exact match domains, so online casino, top best sort of thing. Not a brand, nothing. There is no branded traffic that would take them through these difficult times, and they can build up on that traffic a little bit more. None of them used the .com top level domain, so there was something else, and they really tried to recover from this drop, and that's where the bad decisions started to come in, because they tried something and it didn't work, and they tried something else and it didn't work, so they spiraled down a very bad decision. So this is website A, and you can see that this website has peaked around 2023, started their growth around 2021. And then they started to lose rankings after 2023. July 2025 was when they really got hit. And this update, so known as June 2025 Google update, really ruined all of their remaining traffic. And they tried to recover. You could see that they are working on the website, so they didn't give up. And then, I'm guessing out of desperation, they made a very bold decision of removing geo-targeting through Ahrefs. And this cost them rest of the traffic. And you can see their keywords. This is prior to the horrific update and after, and they just keep losing everything, and they are not recovering. And this is, I created these slides 2 days ago, so nothing is coming back with this crazy move of removing geo-targeting. Geo-targeting is there for a reason. Okay, so if somebody is telling you that you should try this because it's just targeting 5 different English-speaking markets, 5 different English-speaking markets are still 5 different markets with different top lists and different offers and different bonuses. Do not believe them that Ahrefs are the bad thing, that they are the evil. Now, this website actually thought about it, and they put back some of the Ahrefs. So English is still targeted through just the English. Default is the English, and then they have got Germany as DEDE, DEAT. Those should be capitals, so even wrong geo-targeting there. And then rest of it with just targeting the country or the language. So they tried, and it still didn't come back. As you can see, this website had tons of very good links. I'm so sorry. This quite a lot of links, and some of them are really good. I mean, Yahoo, Business Insider, and many others. So it's not like they did not invest. Okay, they were not cheap. And then website B somehow miraculously follows the suit. So they grew, they peaked, and they died. And again, same pattern, growing a little bit later. The growth started a little bit later. The first website was 2021. This is 2022. Peaked a little bit later. That was 2023. Now it's 2025. And then very shortly after they peaked in May, June update happened, and mid of July, the steep decline happened. They tried to recover As you can see that there are new links and updates on the content. I mean, if you zoom out, you will see that those are all of the updates they try to do. If you do the page structure, you will see that there's lots of pages got added, a lot of pages got fresh content. And there was a tiny bit of uplift. So I think if they would carry on with this content updates and more links, and if they would have been very, very, very patient, then they would start to see a recovery. However, the decision came to remove all the href links, and that caused them their traffic. And this was definitely the nail in their coffin. So just in case, I made sure when I was preparing this slide that this still holds and the href links are still not there. So I searched for them in a code, and you can see they are still not there. Just wanted to make sure that I'm not giving you a wrong information here. They were mainly targeting things like a brand name of a casino and bonus and whatever. So never really huge keywords. The volume was always, 60, 100, 200 sound, the bigger ones. But however, they lost it all, even though they used to be position 5, and they just lost it. So they just keep losing their traffic. And I did few screenshots, but just all is gone, right? And again, this is before the update, after the update, and the 2 days when I was creating the slide. Again, this website has got some links, not as rich or good backlink profile as the website 8. The website 8 definitely invested more. They had much stronger and much more well thought through a backlink profile, and you could see that they were building backlinks for much longer time. This website didn't do links, then did links, that didn't do links, so but they still tried. Okay, you cannot blame them for not trying. What to do now? Sadly, both websites are dead. I think what they're trying to do, both of them, or at least what it looks to me, is they are waiting for the miracle to happen with the, hopefully, March 2026 update. Usually we fear this update, right? Because March updates are usually kind of cruel and they are really savage to the affiliation. But I would say that they are hoping this update will come because we already had it in 2022, 3, 4, and 5. And they are hoping that all of these changes they made, mainly removing the geo-targeting within the English-speaking markets, is just going to miraculously boost them up. In my humble opinion, this is not going to be happening because they dropped in July, and we had several updates since we had August and December, and lots of those small Google tweaks in between, and it never picked up for none of those websites. So that means Google does not like you anymore. Those websites could be seen very sadly as dead, and all they need is time. I would honestly, for now, let them be and let them get out of the sandbox, because the fact that they are trying, that they were investing, that they were trying good practices with updating the content and bad practices with removing the href links, and Google have not noticed, means your website is unfortunately back in the sandbox. It's back on a, sit there, wait, and one day we'll get back to you and maybe we'll rank you again. I would say keep up the best SEO practices. So if you are going to be targeting USA and Australia and Canada, make sure that the content is done properly and it's targeted properly and it's got value. Make sure that you properly clean up the content if it's too much of it, or if it's pointless, or if it's not bringing you any value. Cleaning up is good. The websites don't have to have 300,000 pages if those 1,000 pages are not bringing you value, if Google is not crawling them or indexing them. So clean up all that is not there, and maybe try something new like what we have talked about already, canonical tricks or the parasite SEO. But if you want to stay more with the best SEO practices, then maybe canonicalize within the domain. So let's say you have got Australia all over the place, and your Australia is targeting 1,000 pages where only 2 of them are really ranking, are really having click-through rate, are really bringing any value to you, to Google, or to the user. Optimize these 2, maybe canonicalize things to this thing. So if you still want to have all of these pages there, then you just, giving love to just 1, 2, or 3 pages. We know this works. Maybe as well, if they wanted to remove a geo, let's say they wanted to remove Canada because they want to more concentrate on USA, they could redirect Canada to US, right? Because they're neighbors, maybe the offers could be similar. They can have just one landing page for the region of Canada under the international page, but not just removing. Make a proper SEO plan. Like, we're going to remove this in this way, not just deleting hreflangs or canonicals. Or we are going to redirect. There is always better SEO thinking than just like going and deleting best SEO practices. Now, these websites are dead. And this is time when lots of people start to think, should I buy them? I would say no. Both have got DR around 60, which is not that much. If I would invest in something, I would go to DR 80 and more. Recovery would be very difficult and lengthy because we already saw they tried, and with every attempt, they killed the websites tiny bit more. And as well, recovery is not certain. So if you buy this website with this amazing name and you see this amazing backlink profile, and it's used to make money, obviously, we all try to make money in affiliation, then don't go for it because you cannot guarantee it's going to be recovered. And you might invest hundreds of thousands of euros into a website that will not make you money, maybe never, maybe not for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So I would stay away from this as investment. I'm not disclosing the URLs of the website because I don't mean to bring them any harm or name and shame, nothing like that. I just want you to learn this lesson. So if you are in a similar situation, this is what not to do. And I have this feeling that there is some troll around in our industry that is going around and giving very bad advice to people. So that's why I'm trying to give you good advice. And I'm trying to tell you, do not fall for the trick that hreflangs should be removed. This is a very bad call, and I spoke to tons of SEOs in our industry, outside of our industry. I trained myself, and I am a member of lots of groups, and I always ask, like, would you do this? And there was not one SEO, ever huge names here we're talking about, would say, yeah, that's a great idea. So please practice the best SEO as much as you can. And if you want to be tricky, then be tricky all the way. Do parasites, do canonicals, do something that is outside of this one website that you are putting all the eggs in one basket, right? So put them somewhere else and do something crazier rather than just removing hreflangs. Hopefully that this was somehow helpful to you. I really hope that you learned something, and I really hope that you will not make this kind of mistake. Thank you.